sounds different. I'm not sure, but I'm definitely not 100% yet. But my voice came back around Wednesday or Thursday, I think it was, and I just gave it a couple extra days. I think I'm doing okay now. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Hey everybody, I see everyone saying hi. Thank you. Beauty Thank you. Yeah, Beauty's favorite is a BOGO. I think of you every time. Yeah, sorry, I meant to turn that down a little bit. Thank you for letting me know. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me okay now. I always lower the music. I just haven't done this in a while and I completely forgot to do that. So thank you for the reminder. Beauty. Let me confirm you guys really quickly and we'll get started here in a second. Joelle, I also see your donation. Thank you. All right, so first question I have is Rashima. Will I overcome many obstacles this year? Please show me a yes or a no. Rashima, I think that there's certain things that you are going to overcome this year. I am getting a yes. However, the Two of Pentacles does mean that some things aren't going to pan out exactly like you wanted. So it's a little bit of both. Alexandra, did ex-John ever feel physical attraction? Show me a yes or a no. Physical attraction for Alexandra. I am getting a yes. Knight of Swords. Beauty says, will I find a new job this year? Will I find a new job? I am getting a yes. Two of Wands. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Kit Kat, welcome back. Is my boyfriend holding back saying I love you because he's not sure if I feel the same? Is this the reason? Show me a yes or a no. I forgot to start the time, y'all. I am getting a no. That's not the reason. Oh, already did Rashima. Let's see. Make sure you guys are posting the correct keyword or emoji. You guys might get skipped if you're not. Is JM going to contact Nyla? I am getting a no. Five of Pentacles. Hey Benjamin, how are you? Should I go visit H this weekend. Show me a yes or a no for Jasmine. I am getting a yes. This is a good thing to do. Invest in this area. Benjamin, no, I haven't. I have been so sick. I can't even begin to tell you. Like, it's been really bad. But I'm healing and I'm on the mend. Well, I get to spend time with Junior on my birthday weekend this year. Please show me a yes or a no for Queen. I am getting a yes, the Chariots. It looks like my camera might be a little foggy, a little fuzzy. Let me see if I can fix that. I am getting a yes, Queen Resilient. Hey Mo, thank you. I was telling everyone I probably still sound kind of like off because I'm still pretty nasally. Andrina, thank you. Mo, I was going to tell you should probably not ask me any more sports questions because I feel like I've been wrong almost every time. So I'm glad that you're not asking sports questions. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. I tried to clear up the camera a little bit. Maybe my internet's just not great right now. Hopefully it'll clear up in a second. Mo says, is Star being finally 100% honest? I am getting a yes, 10 of cups. We are having some issues in our house with technology. I think that's the Mercury retrograde happening right now. Andrina, will my position and department change at work in the next 6 months? I am getting a yes. 4 of Wands. Is Keenan looking to reconcile? Two of Pentacles. No, not quite, but thinking about it. Hey, hun. Will Dollface Diva get the job at the UPS store? That is a yes for me, the Dollface Diva. Change is coming. At the bottom of the deck, you have the tower. You're welcome, everyone. Now you want mangoes. Thank you, Queen. Will I be pregnant this year? Please show me a yes or a no for beautiful love. We have 8 of Wands. That is a yes for me. Andrina. Andrina, did I not answer a question for you already? I think I did. All right, let me update our donation list. Is my visual still like distorted and kind of blurry for you guys? Katie donated. Hey, Andrina, just so you know, we're doing BOGOs tonight. I'm not doing $6 readings. So just so you know that, I'm not sure what you wanted with that donation. But we're doing BOGO. So we're doing 2 for 1. It's $15. Just let me know. You can add to that if you want, or I can refund. Let me know. Okay. I see you said you'll add. Katie got you. Benjamin says, should I quit my job? Show me a yes or no for Benjamin, please. I am getting a no, Benjamin. Not the right time. High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. Carmeline, hi, how are you? Mango is Karen gonna say yes or no to talking to me again if Kai asks them? Are they going to say yes or a no? Please show me a yes or a no. They're going to say, interesting. They're gonna say maybe. They're gonna say possibly. I'll think about it. The Seven of Cups talks about thinking a lot about something, but not quite making the decision yet. So I feel like they're not. Maybe they'll feel like maybe they'll feel like they're put on the spot or something, or they're not quite ready to make a decision, but they're thinking about it. Benjamin, I got your questions. Absolutely. Just so you know, if you're not here when it's your turn, like let's just say you decide to come back. If you're not here, then I move you to the end and I timestamp your reading. So I hope that that's okay. But I have your question and I'll make sure it's timestamped for you. But once we get to your name on the list, I'll just double check and make sure that you're here just in case. But I like to do readings for the people that are physically here first, if that makes sense. But thank you so much for the donation, and I will be sure to timestamp your readings in the comments after this video is done. It was so good talking to you. You're welcome, Carmeline. Beauty, I'm actually ready for your questions now if you're ready to post them, because we're almost out of time. I will BRB. I'm gonna try to see if I can fix this camera. Okay, I think that looks a little bit more clear. Anybody want to drop a second, or not a second, I'm sorry, drop a question in. You got 25 seconds left on the clock before we get started on donations. I forgot to tell you guys, if you like seltzer water, these have adaptogens in them, and it's my aunt's company that she's launching, and you can always check them out. It's called Elevate. I only recommend it to people who like seltzer water, but if you do, it has all organic ingredients. It has like in adaptogens, if you guys aren't sure what that is, it's like mood boosting types of enhancements. So they have one for like energy, one for sleeping, one for midday. I have to say the Beauty's probably my favorite, but that's just a little something. I'm very excited for her. Yeah, I definitely would recommend going. It's called Elevate. I follow them on my pages, but it should be easy to find them on Instagram. They're working towards getting them in stores. Right now it's all like direct ordering, but they want to get to the point where they're like actually in retail stores and things like that. So they're working on that right now. All right, so Beauty. Where's the deck you like? I've been working out, I've been doing a lot of typed readings. I've been working out in my living room. And so I have like this whole like container over here just full of decks that I was using for y'all's readings. And now that I'm back in my office, I'm like having to like set everything back up. Okay. So Beauty says, how is James feeling since I didn't respond to his text today? Okay. He's not necessarily happy that you didn't respond to him. I specifically asked that question and got the Ten of Swords here. I would say that it's not discouraging him, though. I don't see him trying to stop the communication or stop trying to communicate with you or anything like that. I see him wanting to continue to try. I feel like he has these feelings like you guys could be further along than you are, and I do feel like he feels a lot of that responsibility on himself, so to speak, but he still loves you, he still cares about you, he still feels like he wants to be that emotional fulfillment, support, and stability for you. And I think that it's something that he, always pictures with you, despite how things look on the outside or how things are between you guys. He still has this hope for a long-term family, maybe children with you or something like that, but basically essentially a happy home. I think deep down he tries to keep his hope high. Like I said, despite what it looks like from the outside. Hey, Earth Angel, thank you for being here. You actually just missed the free list. It just ended, but I'm happy to answer that question for you for a $3 donation if you'd like. I don't see him feeling discouraged by this non-communication. I'm not sure if it's like his experiences with you in the past have made him feel like this is something that to be expected. Like he doesn't expect you to answer every time, but he still has this like knowing that you will talk to one another again. And so I feel like that has him feeling hopeful. I, of course, want to point out that he's not necessarily happy. He hasn't heard from you. But I think that something feels like he's got luck on his side here. And even though it's making him feel inside like, oh, when is she going to reach out? When is she going to respond to me? It's like, he's just, I don't know. He just knows, like he just has this feeling that he will hear from you. Like this isn't new for him, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So he just has trust and faith that you will communicate. Hey, Jennifer, how are you? I think that he could feel that you... Oh, what is this? Let me get confirmation on what this is. I think, yeah, okay. I think that he will actually reach out to you again. Like, let's just say you don't respond to him. He's still going to come chasing you, beauty. Like, he's still going to put matters into his own hands and he's going to approach you quickly. Like, I feel like this is easy for him to contact you. And honestly, I don't know if that's always been one of the main issues. I feel like it's never been the problem that you guys know that you guys want to communicate with one another. Like, I don't feel like that's ever been your issue. But I do feel like, obviously there's other things going on, but I feel like him wanting to communicate with you and him wanting to talk to you and him wanting to be in your company and him reaching out to you randomly to either link up, hook up, communicate, talk, hang out, whatever. I don't feel like that's ever been your issue. I think there's just so many other things. And so I just don't feel like, I honestly feel like you could just not text this person back and like you would hear from them again shortly, quickly, soon. Let's see. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands. A lot of times for me, this talks about wanting to hook up, like wanting to have sex with you or whatever. I feel like this Knight of Wands can sometimes be that player vibe. So if you were looking for confirmation, is he still talking to other people? I think he might be. But I do see where he wants to invest most of this into you. He wants, I don't know. He just wants you. He wants you in the end. And it's just like very, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Very obvious here in this reading. I feel like he has trouble letting you go. I got the deck. It got the Four of Pentacles. So he's holding on to you very tightly. Beauty, would you like the same deck for this next reading or a different one? Everyone who is hanging out with me, I hope you all are doing really well. I know I've talked to some of you throughout the last couple of weeks, and some people have said that they've also been sick for a while. So I hope that everyone's doing better if that was the case. All right, same deck for Beauty. Why is it that my boss Nick picks at me so much at my job? Why does Nick pick so much on Beauty? Why does Nick pick on Beauty so much at her job? Whoa. So the first thing that I'm hearing is that he wants to be noticed by you, and I feel like this is the way that he feels would make it happen. I think that he's trying to build some type of rapport. I feel with the Page of Cups, he's not necessarily trying to come across mean. I think that's the last thing that he wants is for you to be offended by the things that he says, but I feel like he is trying to get you to notice him. He is trying to stand out. Why is he trying to stand out, Spirit? King of Swords. Oh, it's a she. Nick is a girl. There's actually a lot of swords here, so I can see that a lot of it's more like thoughts and feelings and conversation. The swords can talk a lot about feeling like your defenses are up and like you need to remain on guard. I'm sorry this person gets on your nerves. No, I don't think it's necessarily that they're trying to be mean. I don't. I just think that they're trying to be noticed. And it could be by you, but I'm hearing like I want them to notice me. So maybe even she's trying to impress someone that's in the vicinity. So pay attention to when she makes fun of you or she says something, picks on you, whatever. Pay attention to who's always in the room or who's usually in the room when that happens, because they may be trying to get noticed. Oh, nitpick. Gotcha. Okay, I thought you were talking about your boss named Nick. So pay attention to who is in the room at the time to kind of see like who she's joking with, who she's trying to impress, maybe possibly. Yeah, but I don't think it's necessarily to be at your what is the word? When someone picks on you, it's not at your Spirit, help me. What's the word that I'm trying to say? Expense. Thank you. It's not necessarily trying to be at your expense. It is, but I don't think that that's the motive, is to offend you or hurt your feelings. We have the Three of Pentacles here, which talks about other people being in the room when she does these things, when she communicates. So it's like she's just trying to get noticed, it would seem, but I can see how you would feel like all the daggers are being flown in your direction. There's just so many swords here. They're trying to put themselves on top, trying to create some kind of authority for themselves. So they asked why. And so I feel like they're trying to set themselves up into a better position. And actually something that just came through, Beauty, is that you may not be the only one she does this with. And you may not be the only person she feels this way about her. So there could be other people that feel like they're singled out as well, the way that you feel. That's something that I just heard. So you feel like she kind of like targets you, like you feel like you're trying to do well, you're trying to do a good job, and you feel like she's constantly like micromanaging the situation. And that's to make her feel superior, I will say, because I specifically asked why. If you go back and watch me shuffle, I have the King of Swords. They're a person of authority. They're someone who's trying to take charge. So I feel like they are trying to get noticed for the sake of whatever it is that they're saying about someone else. So your coworker Vera can feel the same way that you feel at times. Spiritually, Gina, it is. Yes, ma'am. Let me repost where we are on the list right now. It's always something and she's new. Yeah, the hard part about it is that you could feel targeted, you know? But I feel like she's trying to integrate herself into the job. She's trying to get herself noticed, acknowledged, something along those lines. And I don't feel like she's trying to make you feel a certain type of way. My advice would be, if she's of like millennial age or younger, I would definitely talk to her. I noticed that a lot of millennial bosses will be more open to criticism, and they'll like want to know more about what you have to say, how they can learn, how they can be better. They're more open to that. If they're older than that, I would say you could still approach them, but I don't know how seriously you would be taken. That's just me and my biased opinion. But I feel like if they're younger, okay, well, they're older, yeah, you feel targeted. So just kind of walk away from this reading understanding that it's not about you, it's just about them trying to be noticed by other people or impress other people by what it is that they're saying to you. I feel like she could feel like a Page of Swords, but she's trying to become acknowledged as a king, and unfortunately that's, yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, if she has a boss, it might be worth it to go to them and just communicate. Like, just be like, is there anything that I'm not doing? Is there certain things that you feel I am not hitting those marks that you expect of me? You know what I mean? Is there anything, or do you feel like I'm doing my job well? And if they're like, yeah, we feel like you're doing great. Okay, well, I want to introduce you to something that is bothering me about A, B, and C, and just be like, if there is an issue, I want to know about it because I want to do well in this job. But at the same time, if you feel like I'm doing well enough, I work better at macro management when you guys leave me to do my job and get it done and go home. I feel constantly discouraged when there's critiques day after day after day. If you feel like I'm not measuring up in some way, I'd like to know, but otherwise I like to just do my job and be done. I feel like it would be important to say something and speak up, but that's, again, my personal belief system. I don't keep my mouth shut at jobs, and I tend to rub a lot of people the wrong way because of it. But people love me at my jobs too, I think, because of that. So you're not gonna be able to please everyone, but that's my thoughts on it. I just feel like if she's made aware of your feelings, she might not do it as much, which I think is the goal here. Spiritually, Gina, thank you. Joelle, are you in here? You're very welcome, Beauty. I hope that helped. I am going to get to you in just a second, Joelle. I need to get some lip balm. Give me just a second. Just a reminder for anyone who has donated, if you're not able to hang around till it's your turn, just make sure that you leave your question with me, and that way I can timestamp it for you in the comments when the stream is over. If you do end up leaving, I will call on you when it's your turn on the list. If you're not here though, I will move your donation to the end and then timestamp it, because I do like to do the readings for the people who are physically here, but that's always an option for you. I do know that I take my time with readings, and if people are waiting, I don't want you to feel like obligated to be stuck in the chat. So that's an option for you. So Joelle says, I am separated from my husband, Keenan. But today I told him how hard things have been for me mentally. How does he feel about me after our conversation? Okay, Joelle, I have your second question. Thank you. All right, so we have a lot of fiery energy coming through right now. This can talk about how he still has a candle. He still holds a candle for you, which can kind of mean like he still has feelings for you or hopes that you guys could come back together. He's not sure how, when, or why, or like any of the details, but he is feeling like a strong pull to you still. I think that also he heard possibly the desperation in your voice and how passionate you felt about what you've been going through, and this did impact him. There's an element of him that I'm sensing that he wants to be your savior. Like he wants to pull you out of this, but at the same time, he doesn't feel like it's his place right now, or he feels like it's something that you have to do for yourself. I'm not sure, but he did feel this inclination or compulsion to like try to solve these issues for you, try to be there for you. Like I feel in some extent, thank you, Andrina. I feel like to some extent he is feeling like he wants to be that knight in shining armor for you. But I feel like he also feels like he's not able to do that for whatever reason. It could be just because he understands the logic of what's going on. Like he gets that you guys are separated for a reason, and those things still need to work themselves out, and that's why he doesn't feel like he can just come running to your aid. But I do feel like he feels this like desire to help you through this, or desire to make you feel better. And so this does tell me that he does care about you still. I think that despite all of those feelings that I mentioned before, I also feel like he wonders like exactly why you're telling him these things, because to some extent he doesn't feel like there's anything he can do about them. So he wonders if like you're specifically going to him because you're looking for something to happen or something to come from it. I think he's curious of your intentions. It's not that he doesn't believe what you're going through. He does. But I think that he is like curious of your intentions as to why you're going to him specifically. There could be like some feelings as to like, why are you telling me these things? Why aren't you talking to a friend or a therapist? And I think that some of those things could be you feel you need to talk to him and only him because they're only things that you can talk to him about. So I don't know. He's kind of like wondering the intentions behind it all, because I think that he might know in the back of his mind that you know the type of person that he is, and you might know what can get up under his skin or make him do things or make him like affect him in certain ways. And he probably is just kind of wondering like what all this means. I see him as the emperor. He is someone who is grounded and stable, and he wants to be that in your life. I truly feel like he has hope for y'all like in the future, but he feels like it's never going to work unless you work on these other things. So that's affecting his decision making. And I feel like he is trying to be very disciplined. He's trying to have self-control in the situation. I do feel like he feels like you have this power over him that other people don't quite understand or couldn't relate to. And it's very easy when you guys are together and things are good to get sucked back into the in romanticize your connection. And so I think with the Six of Water here, he's thinking back a lot about the memories and the time that you guys have spent together. And I think sometimes it can be very hard for you both. You butt heads a lot. I see bothersome conflict, like details, not seeing eye to eye. But I think at the same time, you guys are very drawn to one another. And it's like this magnetic connection that's like, and so I feel like he can get sucked into that, and I think he is really trying to remain in control. But at the same time, he is trying to make sure he's there for you, or that someone at least is there for you. And so this could be why I'm feeling this conflict within him. He doesn't I don't know, he's trying to keep you at arm's length a little bit, but he's also like, if no one else is there for her though, then I have to be. So I don't know, it's an interesting dynamic in how he's feeling, but that's kind of like where he's at, I feel. So hopefully that helps. Let me go ahead and move on to your next question. If anyone's not sure where they are on the list, you can go ahead and take a look at the screen really quickly. We're working on Joelle right now. We have Andrea next, Benjamin, Katie, and Spiritually Gina. Reminder for those who donated, if you need to leave the chat, just leave your question with me. When it's your turn, I'll call on you. If you're not here, I'll move your reading to the end, but I will timestamp it in the comments for you to come back to at another time. All right, Joelle, hopefully that helps there. I'm going to go ahead and move on to your next question. What's coming toward Joelle between now and the end of February? 2023. Good, you're welcome. What's coming towards Joelle between now and the end of February? Andrina, I got your first question. Thank you. So to kind of piggyback off of the last reading, I am kind of seeing here coming through that you are feeling mentally and emotionally possibly drained, stressed, overwhelmed, and it may not be attributed to like the separation of you and this other person. It might just be generally life is kind of kicking you right now. And I'm seeing that here with the 10 of fire, feeling like too much work is going on. Maybe things feel out of balance with the 10 of fire. You could also be worried about your health. Sometimes when this card comes up, it can talk about feeling stressed regarding your health. Maybe you're not getting great information from your doctor and you're like needing to, maybe you didn't get great labs or something like that and you're needing to like make adjustments accordingly. You could be worried about a lot of different things here with the 10 of fire. And I honestly see that continuing for a little while. I'm kind of making this like the January pile, like the February pile. But I see you trying to bring that into balance. And I am seeing that it's going to take some time here with this balance card at the very beginning, which is temperance, meaning like we need to have some patience. Like life's kicking you. Yeah. Like I totally kicks you in the butt and I totally get that. I can see that very clearly here. Let's see. I am getting advice that it's important that you kind of bunker down or hunker down, whatever the term is, on like your priorities. So like, let's just say, they're kind of showing me, this is interesting. There is like a worksheet that sometimes jobs will do where they give it to you and they ask you to rate your different areas of your life from a score from like 0 to 10. And you're supposed to rank them and total them all up. And there's like a spiritual category, a health category, a love and romance category, a financial category, so on and so forth. And what Spirit is showing me is that you have so much in one of these categories, but all the other categories are lacking. And it's time to adjust and kind of like rebalance. So Spirit is saying like, whatever is yours, like whatever you need to function. Like if you feel wealthy in your finances, then the other areas need focus. You need to kind of like stop focusing so much on like making money. If that's the opposite, let's just say you feel great spiritually and like physically, but you feel like your finances need more focus, like there needs to be some type of shift, because I feel like if you were to look at a graph, I feel like there's different categories of your life that some is getting so much more of your attention and focus and others aren't. And so Spirit is kind of saying like focus, communicate with vision, be a leader, maybe get advice from other people, but definitely try to shift the focus where it needs to be, and create more balance in your life. And so I hope that helps there. But I am seeing that by the end of this month, beginning of next month, you are going to be feeling a little bit better. So just keep that in mind and look forward to that light at the end of the tunnel, is that you are going to be feeling a little bit more relief. I feel like in February, I'm kind of like, something's telling me that you're feeling financial issues. Like the 10 of Earth is in reverse, and it's talking about not feeling financial security. And so I don't know why that's like calling out to me. So I just have to say what I see or I feel. And this all kind of talks about here, the cards I've kind of gone through already, it's very much talking about like carefully making decisions. Don't be hasty. Don't jump into something. Review your options, weigh your choices, like, and think of creative solutions. Get advice from someone who can help you kind of figure out ways in which to pull you out of this slump. So there's something like that. February also talks about a relationship, beginning a new phase. February does, Valentine's Day, all that stuff, if that's something you celebrate. Could just mean like maybe a reigniting of a romantic connection, or a friendship beginning a new phase, or a new person coming in for you. But that is there as well. I just feel like it's kind of time to do something different. I feel like you kind of exhausted all of your options, and it's time to kind of do something out of your element maybe, or just kind of try to do something differently, or add something in that you haven't been doing, and seeing if that kind of gets the ball going for you. There's also a note here about a celebration, a wedding, graduation, birth announcement, having more fun, invite to a party, something like that. With Three of Waters, that could happen again for you in February. But clearly what you've been doing isn't necessarily working for you a whole lot. So see if there's something else you can introduce, or ways to switch things up to make this work better for you. But that's what I've got, Joelle. Thank you for your donation. Oh, Rising, you donated. Thank you. Taking a picture. What the? Rising storm. Thank you, Rising. I just saw your message. Thank you for donating. I was telling everybody I'm still kind of nasally, but I feel good. I feel good to talk, which is nice because I feel like I haven't been able to in quite some time. I might still take some breaks, here and there this week, so that, because if I talk for hours and hours, I'm sure that's not the best. But yeah, I am happy to be back. You're welcome, Joelle. Andrina. Thank you. Thank you very much. Andrina, if you're here, if you can just say hi. Caught a cold yourself? Yeah, what they were telling me was I had bacterial sinusitis. I tested negative for strep, COVID, and the flu, but it knocked me out. Like, obviously, you guys know I've been dealing with this for like a month now. And I was like better for like 2 days, and then I was down for the count, man. I could not function. And I guess this bacterial infection, like, that's what it was attributed to. So unfortunately I had to go on an antibiotic, which I hate antibiotics, but at the same time they're good when you need them. They're good to have around. I just hate taking them. Internet is bad. Louis Hay. I've never heard of that person before. Do they deal with like throat issues as like a spiritual interpretation? Yeah, and the one thing is they can't test you for certain things, so like they just can only go off of symptoms, which was weird. So like I was never actually diagnosed with like something for sure. And all I was thinking to myself was like, maybe I'm just going through an energetic upgrade, and this is just the way that my body is processing it. Because I realized the other night when I did a reading for Vetus that I had mediumship abilities coming through, that I was actually speaking to someone who passed on. And so I think to myself, like when you get pregnant and you have flu-like symptoms or you get nauseous or whatever and your body is changing, I just kind of attribute it to like maybe I'm changing spiritually as well, because no one could really tell me what I had. They could only guess. And so I don't know, it could have been a little bit of both. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, my throat was so painful, but I had like all these other issues. I had like sinus issues, a cough, all that stuff. But yeah. Rising, I'm going to add you to the list in just a second. Let me refresh because Andrina said my internet is bad, so I'm going to refresh really quickly. Let me know if that helped at all. I'm hoping it did. You said basically can mean there's something unexpressed. You're totally a medium though, and I do not feel like a medium at all. I feel like I communicate with the people of this like earthly plane and like people who are alive, and I feel like I communicate with spirit guides. So I feel like if a spirit guide is someone that passed on for you, that I am communicating with those people. but I don't necessarily feel, to me, that I'm at the level of like communicating with those who have passed on. So that was a very humbling and honoring, like, bizarre experience for me, I have to say. But I do feel like my intuition keeps telling me that throughout getting sick so much last year is that it's just my body's way of like upgrading and going through changes spiritually. And so yeah, that's my thought on it. At least that's what I think might have been happening, because no one could really diagnose me. And you know, they say that if you can't get diagnosed physically, then there could be a spiritual reason behind it. Oh, you're sweet, Andrina. Thank you very much for saying that. I guess I think of it as like mediumship is like communicating with those who have passed on. But I feel like a channeler, you know, I feel like I would consider myself a reader / channeler. Update on Mike in regards to Andrina, please. And I've also come to know as well that I thought that I was clairsentient, and I think that I am for sure, but I realized, especially within the last month and a half or 2 months, how claircognizant I am, and I just don't realize it. I do get images, visions, mostly in dreams, or like when I'm just waking up or just going to sleep. But I wouldn't relate to clairvoyance that much for myself. I think my mom is. Update on Mike, please. But just like having this knowing is like bizarre, because you can't really test it on anything unless someone gives you feedback. You're very sweet, Angelina. Thank you. Okay, so Spirit is showing me a maybe on moving on. They're not giving me a solid yes or no. So maybe they're trying to let you come to that decision on your own. Maybe it's a part of your journey that they don't want to like give you a straight answer, because this will determine your path forward. They are showing me that you're having a hard time letting this person go, though. What is Mike feeling in regards to you? I think he's acknowledging that things are not equal between you guys, that he may feel he has the upper hand, that there's not equal effort exchanged within this connection, and that is something that's being acknowledged here. He does have the Knight of Fire, which can talk about... Thank you, Andrina. I'll do that, actually. Maybe if you're feeling like you're having a hard time getting commitment from this person, either due to them being interested in others and involved with other people while they're talking to you, or you feel like they're just not at that place of commitment. Maybe they don't want to lock themselves down to anything. I am still seeing that here. I feel like with ego being in the center of the reading, just above the Nine of Water, it's making me feel like this person really just does what they want to do. They could have selfish tendencies as well. I don't see this person, Mike, necessarily being influenced easily as far as what they want to do or what they want out of something. I feel like they kind of just do whatever it is they feel like doing in the moment. Let's see. I would like confirmation, Andrina, if you're comfortable with it. If there is a third party situation, or you feel like this person isn't like committing to you because you feel like there might be someone else, or they might just want to keep themselves open to someone else, because I do have the Three of Water here. So I have like 2 cards kind of indicating this person is like, you're having trouble with this person like fully committing to you or something like that. We have the Unity card, which is the Hierophant. So as far as like his feelings for you, I do feel like he's DTF. I do feel like he feels a kinship to you in some way, meaning that he feels like he identifies with you. So he does feel a closeness to you that he doesn't just feel straight away with other people. I feel like there's a recognition that he feels with you. So maybe he feels like his own true, authentic self is being acknowledged through you. He feels like he can be himself. He feels like you guys have similar viewpoints, common interests. Maybe you guys have the same traditions, the same upbringing. Maybe you'll find a lot of similarities in the parallels of your life, in the way that you're brought up and things like that. So he does identify with you in that way, and that does make him feel comforted. I feel like if there was a way for him to give you what you wanted while he could still get what he wanted, he would. But they don't align. And so therefore you guys can't see eye to eye. You're very much butting heads. You don't feel there's a third party, but you had thoughts or a dream come lately or twice. So you never really felt a third party around, but you may be questioning why wouldn't he then just do these things? Why wouldn't he commit to me? Why wouldn't he put a title on it? Why wouldn't he give more to me or make more of an effort? So I feel like that could be your subconscious trying to rationalize why things are the way that they are between the two of you. And like I said, he feels like if he would give you what you wanted if he could also get what he wanted at the same time. But because those two things don't make sense together, he's more so inclined to do what he wants to do, is what I'm getting. I see with the Four of Air, kind of him taking space from this a little bit to kind of maybe reevaluate. Why is the Ten of Earth here? Yeah, he's having a hard time letting that ego go. I find it interesting that you said that before I told you he was preparing to give you what he believes that you deserve. And here I am in this reading still hearing him say, I would give her what she wanted. I would give her what she deserves. I would give her what she wants. But I think that he's having a hard time with the idea of letting go of his own goals, ambitions, motivations, plans for himself. I think that's where the delays are coming in, is that I still can sense him saying, I want to give her what she wants, but he's trying to figure out this whole maze of it all. Like, how can I give her what she wants, what she deserves, what she's asking for, and meet her expectations while all still doing the things that I want to do? And so I just find that interesting. Why is the Ten of Earth here? All right, so we have the Knight of Pentacles and we have Temperance. Okay, so he is working his way, I would say, to giving you what you want. I feel like the Four of Air here, talking about how he needs space, he's just trying to mull things over. He's trying to figure things out. You have the Ten of Cups and the Hierophant again here in this reading. Clarifying the Ten of Earth, it just means that he's taking his time with it. He's taking his sweet ass time with it. Like Temperance talks about like needing to have ultimate patience, and the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving court card. Knight of Pentacles just move extremely slow, opposed to Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords, so on and so forth. The Knight of Pentacles is like they take the longest to do anything. I feel like he wants to give you that fulfillment, that stability, because we have the 10 of Earth here at the end, but I think it's something that's going to be a long time coming. He's working through it. I mean, he's thinking about it, but it's just, and he feels like you're putting more into this than he is, and I feel like that does bother him. But I feel like that's not something he would necessarily try to stop from happening, because I think that to some extent he does like your effort that you put into this. But I think that it's becoming kind of lopsided, and I think that it's starting to really like be noticeable. It's not really something he can really ignore anymore. Yeah, I get it. That's definitely happened to me before, where I kind of had to let this person like realize they gotta let me go. I cut cords in a way where I didn't know I was cutting cords. I didn't do it with like a candle or cord cutting ceremony. I just wrote a letter to them, and I didn't give it to them, but I wrote it, and I think I posted on Instagram or something. And I don't know, something about it just felt like I finally released it. And like I said, I asked Spirit if, I'm ready for your second question, by the way. I asked Spirit if you should let them go, and they want this to be your decision. Donations are still open, by the way. I have 3 spots left. Yeah. Okay, so refresh my memory. What was your question from your yes or no? Will I be working in the department I'm working towards apply in the next 6 months? Let's see. I think I got yes for you, Andrina, and the yes or no, I think it was like something is changing, or let's see. Hey, Benjamin, I see you're here. Thank you. Will I be working in the department I'm working towards applying in the next 6 months? Ooh, and as I say, changes are coming. What do we get? The change card. We have the 8 of Wands. So this is a yes for me here. I feel like there could be some type of competition that you have, maybe meaning like you wouldn't be the only person up for it or something like that. But I see you being respected, recognized, and publicly acknowledged. I feel like this is more money opportunity as well with the Knight of Pentacles. They feel that you're reliable, suitable, you're a good fit. You work hard for this, and you've also had a lot of patience to get to this point. I feel like also they're showing me that it's possible you've worked late nights, long hours, and maybe had to take on extra responsibility as well that they're recognizing. And you have new beginning here with the Fool. I feel like you are going to be juggling quite a bit still in this new position, okay? So just know this is a lot more responsibility. Any advice for Andrina, or what does she need to know? Does this promotion or transition, does this require additional learning? Or does your background like make you more suitable for the position? I don't know why I'm hearing that. It's like training, schooling, certifications. You said you are now. Good. I'm so happy to hear that. I have a card here that possibilities regarding your career are open to you. And then we also have you're on the right path. Keep doing what you're doing because it's working. I feel like it's likely to make you more confident as well. We have the Queen of Wands, so it makes you feel like you're doing more of what you want. Like you said, your passion, your purpose. The Wands talk about passion and purpose. I'm also hearing solar plexus and sacral. So those two chakras. Whoa, no shit. Okay, so I'm talking about chakras, specifically solar plexus and sacral. And then what do you see here? Chakras in the picture. I think that's crazy. Continue to trust your feelings and dreams to guide you along this career change. And then for whatever reason, you got the yoga card. So it says your life is enhanced by yoga, stretching, and exercising. I am feeling a yes for you. A lot of this feels like forward movement. Just understand that there could be other people up for the position here with the Seven of Swords, but I feel like what's meant for you is meant for you, and you don't have to stress about this. I like it too. I love readings like that. All right, so Benjamin says he's here. Benjamin, if you can just say a quick hello again. I am going to run to the restroom really quickly and I'll be right back. Oh, you do yoga. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad that that resonated for you. Just a reminder, guys, if you feel like you're waiting too long or you've got to run, you can always leave your question with me in the comments and I will save it until it's your turn. I will call on you when it's your turn, but if you're not here for whatever reason, I'll push your reading to the end. And then before I get off the live stream, I'll timestamp it in the comments. Either way, Benjamin, it's okay. Either way. All right, I am back, Benjamin. Okay, perfect. Okay, got it. You're here, and I have your questions, so let's take a look. What's going to happen? Hey, I speak. How are you? I hope you're doing well. Benjamin, can you tell me what's going to happen with my work situation? What's going to happen with the work situation here? What's going to happen with the work situation? Okay, so first out, we have changes here with the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands can talk about swift changes, things coming in very quickly for you. Same with the Page of Wands. You can be feeling a bit restless about the situation or curious what's going to happen, maybe researching other options or alternative things that you could be doing, alternative options basically. The Eight of Wands can talk about swift change coming in for you and communication in regards to this. This could also talk about new opportunities, new arrivals, new options. I speak, I'm doing really good. Healing, first live stream back in a couple weeks. It feels nice. So the Death card also talks about changes, but this feels like a big change though. Like this almost feels like a career change or a promotion, changing departments. It feels like almost like you're not going to be doing what you're doing now. This could talk about little changes. I feel like they're quick, they happen fast, raises, promotions, things like that. More responsibility, but I almost feel like this could mean like a completely different thing that you would be doing. Death can talk about transitions as well. So something you've worked really hard for, paying off now in the next phase. You also have Judgment, which kind of talks about death and rebirth, just like the Death card does. Something dying so something new can be formed. Judgment talks about healing, but it also has pictures of people coming out of coffins and almost like their spirit is being like reborn or renewed or something like that. So there's a lot indicating here restlessness, hastiness, impulsiveness, wanting to kind of just get this going. But it also talks a lot about like changes happening here for you in the workplace. My grandfather offered to pay me to take care of him, but that would mean not much therapy. He's 99. Okay, Katie, that sounds good. Yeah, it almost seems like you're taking a break from your everyday life, from something that you're doing now. And possibly, I mean, if your grandfather's that much older, this could quite literally be talking about like you being there for him in like whatever life he has left. You know what I mean? With the Judgment and Death card. But that's also something that you have to take into consideration is that you don't know how long this will be. It could be 6 months, it could be a year, it could be 4 years, you know what I mean? Depending on how long your grandfather is here. And then you have to figure out what the next step will be after the fact, your plan B. Like this probably isn't going to be something that you're going to be doing like a very long time. So you kind of have to figure out, well, what's also next after this? Like, yeah. So that could be why I was talking about like new opportunities arriving or options coming at you that you're trying to figure out what you're going to do. We have the Three of Swords here, which talks about a great sadness. This can talk about painful separation as well. So this could be possibly the sadness or regret that you would feel if you end up declining this. Maybe you would feel like you let someone down or disappointed in some way. So rising, to answer your question, I have only connected with someone who passed on one time, and that was like 4 nights ago. And it surprised me, and I am definitely wanting to delve more into mediumship, but I have been very like sick and like haven't had a lot of energy. So I just don't know if like I'm in that place to do that. But what I will say is that I've realized if your person that passed on is coming through as a spirit guide for you, that I a lot of times can connect with them. But only if they chose to be a guide for you in your life will I probably get information from them. So it would just kind of have to be a chance we took and just see. But yeah, that's TJ Davis. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. So I just don't feel like I've had enough experience in like mediumship exactly, but what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? So Ace of Pentacles talks about opportunities being given. I honestly feel, Benjamin, in my heart that you're probably gonna take this opportunity. I feel like you might say, I don't know what's going to happen after this, and I don't know how much financial stability this is actually going to give me, but I do feel like this is an area of life that you want to invest in, and I feel like you don't want to feel like you've regretted something. And Ace of Pentacles can also talk about like a new job or something that you're doing regarding your career. This is also a promotion coming underneath the Eight of Wands, which is interesting, but I'm kind of picking up that like you probably are going to go ahead and move forward with this, because I feel like even if you're more on the side right now of not doing it, I feel like you're going to change your mind at the last minute. I don't know, something is telling me that you feel very much like this is where you're supposed to be, this is what you're supposed to be doing, and you're trying to think of all of the rationale, the logistics, the realistic situation of it all. But I feel like in your heart of hearts and in your gut and your intuition, you're like feeling like this is what you need to be doing. And I think that's why you feel a bit torn. I feel like Spirit is saying you're going to be taken care of. We have the Six of Pentacles here. The Ace of Swords comes out in reverse because I feel like you feel doubts about doing this. You kind of feel like maybe you're setting yourself up for maybe later on down the line not necessarily having the best setup or the best financial situation going on because you made this decision. But I feel like Spirit here is saying that you will be fine. You will be set up. You will be taken care of. You don't have to worry about this. Jordo, thank you for subscribing. So TJ Davis and Jordo, I know you guys have a couple minutes before you can talk in the chat, but if you have a yes or no question for me, since you're new subscribers to me tonight, I'm happy to answer them. Just let me know whenever you're able to talk in the chat and we'll get those readings done for you. Okay, Rising. Hey, Spiritually Gina. I speak. Are you still in here? Gina is saying hi to you. Okay, so second question for Benjamin. Adult Protective Services were called for my grandparents. What do you see coming out of it? Coming from it? Okay. What will come of the situation? Spirit, Adult Protective Services were called for Benjamin's grandparents. What is going to come of this? So far, so good. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is the karma card. So this talks about maybe a readjustment in finances, maybe how they're taken care of. Maybe someone becomes, what is it called? The power of attorney. If that's you, that's being acknowledged here. Or maybe they're going to get someone to be more their advocate. With the Wheel of Fortune, I see karma, meaning that the people who weren't treating them well or weren't doing things by the book accordingly, like the way they're supposed to be doing things, that they're going to get their justice that they need. The Wheel of Fortune and Ace of Pentacles here also talks about a lot about finances. Something is telling me that maybe your grandparents weren't being taken care of the right way when it comes to this area of life. So someone could have been taking advantage of them in regards to their finances is kind of what I'm seeing so far. But I feel like they're going to get their karma. And if, like, let's just say the person that Adult Protective Services were called on and it wasn't rightfully so, like, let's just say someone was just trying to get back at someone, but the person that was taking care of them, like I said, karma is to being balanced here. So sometimes parents will have Child Protective Services called on them for something, but they're actually really good parents and they weren't doing anything wrong. Like I said, whatever it is, whoever was in the wrong is going to get their justice, and whoever was in the right is going to get their justice. So I hope that makes sense. TJ Davis, hello and welcome. Go ahead and post your question that you have. It has to be a yes or a no, but I will do it for free for you. So I am seeing a Queen of Swords. This a lot of times going to indicate a feminine energy. So this could be a woman that's involved here. The Nine of Wands can talk about feeling taken advantage of, feeling like you've been through the ringer and like people weren't necessarily on your side or at your defense or protecting you. And the Nine of Wands can talk a lot about feeling like you've really been through it. This is the card of like history. A lot of stuff is coming up and you feel like you just have one last lap, one last stretch. Like you just have to, all the stress is going to come to an end here very soon. A queen is coming through again, Queen of Pentacles. This could just mean that the distribution of the financial like advisor or whoever was in charge of the finances, it's going to be like redistributed, or like someone new is going to be taking this over for your grandparents. This could feel like juggling multiple decisions here with the Two of Pentacles. I'm kind of sensing for some reason it's you I'm associating it with, because we had the Three of Swords in the last reading and that was you. And I'm kind of feeling like maybe this is you trying to weigh your options, or feeling like, can I do it all? Is that even a possibility? Can I do everything? Because I feel like that a part of you, Benjamin, also wants to do it all. Like I feel like there's a part of you who wants to maybe keep a full-time job and also take care of your grandparents or something of that. You're like trying to figure out your options here. What's going to come of this situation? I feel like those who need to be honored and rewarded will be, and I feel like pretty much what I've already been saying over and over. And usually when I start reiterating what I've been saying, it just means that the message is complete. But I do feel like the proper people will be celebrated, acknowledged, and given the what am I trying to say? Given the responsibility. The right people will be given the responsibility. We also have the Judgment card here, which talks about release, renewal, healing, forgiveness, moving on, moving forward. I do feel like a final decision about this will be made. A judgment call will be made. You guys are going to get the clarity that you need. Things like that. I also feel like, to some extent, Benjamin, that I feel like this situation that's happening is a part of your life purpose. I feel like this is part of something that you, your soul kind of needs to take on. And that's why I feel deep down that you are going to go ahead and take this opportunity. But that's just what I'm feeling and sensing. Obviously, you have free will to do whatever you're going to do. So Benjamin, thank you so much for your donation. I hope that this resonated for you. So Rising says she's going to take a chance. She's going to donate again. All right, Rising, you got it. Hey, Vetus, how are you? Just so you know, I emailed LaShonda today, and I asked her to send me some times this week that would work for her, for us to get her reading done, finally. So just waiting for her to get back to me on that. You're welcome, Benjamin. So TJ Davis says, will my music career coming true, and am I where I need to be? Okay. Okay, so I feel like Spirit is saying you are on the right path for the most part. We have the star here. I feel like you could be juggling quite a bit, and maybe Spirit is saying to kind of like refocus your priorities to make this happen. I do see that TJ Davis, you're somebody who deserves to be recognized. You might even have placements in your charts. That means that you're supposed to be the type of person that's in the spotlight, if that makes sense. So I would recommend getting your chart read. I don't do that yet. I wish I could. I don't know if I ever will, but getting your chart read is something that might tell you where you're working towards. North nodes are important in different placements, but I feel like what Spirit is telling me is that you're the type of person. Hey, Katie, yes, I'm ready for your questions. You're the type of person that is kind of meant to be well-known, well-liked, in the spotlight. This could be associated with being a public figure, an influencer, someone of fame, things like that. So it's almost like a part of your destiny is to be in the spotlight, if that makes sense. But I do see you facing some challenges here. The Seven of Wands does say you're going to overcome them, but adjustments are needed. So just make sure that you're spending the adequate time needed to make these dreams happen. I feel like you're working your way to that goal, but you probably could get there faster if you made some of those adjustments that are required. So that's what I have for you, TJ. I hope that you liked that reading. Vetus, I'm glad you're doing well. Yes, Katie, Jordan can post. Okay, Katie, so yes, all I need is his 2 questions. And is he going to talk in the chat, or are you going to talk for him? Let me go ahead and update the list. I haven't done that in a minute, so let me do that really quickly. We do have 3 spots left, guys. So if anyone wants to take them, let me see. Yeah. The BOGO option for tonight is buy one, get one. It's $15. And you can get all that information as well in the description. Okay, Jordo, I see you. Jordo, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Hopefully you'll remain a subscriber with us. Of course, of course. Hey TJ, it's one yes or no per live stream, but definitely remain a subscriber because I do free readings every time I go live. Just get here at the very beginning. Make sure your notifications are turned on. I set a timer for 15 minutes and then we do like unlimited free yes nos throughout that time frame. But if you have additional questions for me, I charge $3 per yes no. So if you wanted to make a donation, you could do that. And you could get your question answered tonight. All right, Jordo, what is my purpose, calling, worship, and my energy towards at this point in life? Feels like maybe... Okay. You're very welcome. All right, so what is Jordo's life purpose and calling? I was telling a few of you guys that if you like seltzer water, I definitely recommend this brand. This is my aunt's brand. She's the CEO. They're launching and it's all organic ingredients. It has adaptogens in it, which are mood boosters. This one's the nighttime one I'm drinking. It's blueberry, lavender, valerian, and skullcap. It's a very faint flavor, but I know a lot of people who love seltzers, low calorie. Definitely recommend them. Their brand's called Elevate. You can find them on Instagram. They're not sponsoring this or anything like that. I just love my aunt and I'm really proud of her. What is life purpose and calling for Jordo? Life purpose and calling. So Jordo, I'm getting very strong, I don't know if this is counselor, therapist, teacher, mediator, resolution, conflict, or conflict resolution, maybe people who can't see eye to eye. This could also be like couples counseling. Basically, bottom line, what I'm getting is that you're very good at giving advice. You're very good at seeing what other people need very easily. You could consider yourself an empath as well. One of your main purposes and callings, and you can have multiple, I think that's kind of something that people don't realize, is you can have a bunch. But one of your main objectives in life, like when you came to incarnate on this earth, your one desire was to find your true love, to find your soulmate. And I feel like that is a life purpose, a life mission for you, is to find that person that is your person. I'm getting that strongly with the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands, as well as the Ace of Cups. I feel like you're a very determined person. You also have the ability to be very motivated, even if you feel like you're not, or you feel like you don't have much a sense of direction. That is like through and through the Chariot energy. The Chariot has light and dark on either side, and they're pulled by both light and dark. And so like your main objective is to find that balance within yourself of accepting the darkness and accepting the light, and allowing those to both be within you at the same time. I feel like a lot of times we think we just have to be happy and positive, and we have to know what we want, and we have to be going in the right direction, and we have to be all love and high vibrational. But the thing is they don't realize is that we are in a cycle. All humans can't be happy and positive and amazing and wonderful and joyful and grateful at all times. There is going to be an ebb and a flow. There's always a positive and a negative. There's always a shadow and a light. There's always this thing, and it's almost like cyclical, where you're happy and then you're not so happy, but you're getting epiphanies and you're unearthing and you're doing shadow work, and then you go back up, and it's like every time you go around this cycle, you're getting more and more enlightened and you're vibrating higher. And so I feel like that could be a challenge for you, but just keep in mind the Chariot, despite what direction they're going, they always have a sense of direction. And so maybe sometimes you have to work on that darker side, and then maybe sometimes you work the lighter side, but regardless, you are facing front, you are facing forward, and you are a dedicated person. You are determined, and I feel very strongly that is the case, especially because the question you're asking is very deep, I would say. Wanting to understand your purpose and calling, and how to work towards that is not a superficial natured question. So I hope that you're taking this all in, because I feel like this is an important message for you. You said divorce last year really messed up my purpose, rebuilding my. So yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I feel like it probably all happened for you to be able to discover yourself more. It's possible for you within your marriage that you were going through, you felt like you were moving further and further away from your true self, from your higher self, from your calling. And it was almost like there could have been some type of divine intervention where your spiritual team intervened, because they realized that what you came here for was no longer what you were focusing on. Not only was it halted, but you were distancing yourself from that. And so that's kind of, what I'm getting. It felt like it needed to happen hard, but you feel like, yeah, exactly. But I feel like all in all, your life purpose is to work towards your higher self. I feel like one of your callings is to find your true equal, your partner, the person that you feel good to have in your life and proud to have in your life. I feel like part of your life purpose is to help where you've unearthed this strength, that now that you've gone through something very life changing, and now your life purpose can be helping other people go through those things as well. And the strength card is here, which means you have good influence over other people, which is why I was thinking counseling, therapist, teacher, something along those lines, where it's basically you help someone, you meet them where they are, but you help them get better, you help them work on themselves, because that gentle influence that you can have on someone is actually a gift. I feel like it's like in people or it's not in people. And I feel like you being able to give that gentle nudge and assist someone and kind of help them get to that decision without actually telling them what to do is something you're naturally gifted as well. I feel like you could feel kind of torn, you could feel like you're not quite sure, and you could feel kind of in this place of indecision, but I feel like you are going to be coming out of that quickly. Keep doing the shadow work. I will say maybe that's what you're going through right now, as you think back on the decisions you've made, the memories that have formed, the experiences that you've had. Please give me a life purpose and calling card for Pluto. So advice that I am getting for you, Jordo, first of all, is music. music is important to you, whether you actually are an artist yourself, a musician, or it's just really like music speaks to you, that will help you heal. So keep working on that. Like I said, you have this gentle influence over other people. You're able to affect people and impact people very easily. You can use that for good or you can use it for evil, but I see your life purpose being in helping others. We have speaker here. It's saying your life purpose involves your skills of oration, and maybe, possibly, it's important that you write these things down if you feel connected to be a writer, or you feel connected to be a speaker on a stage. Maybe you're having these experiences so that way you can speak life into people and you can be relatable to other people. Travel says your life purpose involves traveling. What else do we have for Jordo? I feel like, honestly, like what I do, like as a speaker, being a reader myself could also be another description of a life purpose as a speaker. We also have options. Consider the career possibilities that are open to you. At the bottom of the deck, we have your natural energy healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose. So this could also be Reiki. You know, like I said, you meet people where they are and help them get better. So this could be Reiki, energy work, kinesiology, even being a physician, a healer, possibly. But this is more along the lines of holistic healing. What else? Something else came to me. What was it, Spirit? Physical therapy as well was another one. Thank you. So that is what I have. I think a lot of people can feel confused about life purpose and calling, and they feel like it's the career, but I feel like life purpose and calling, when your life purpose and your calling matches what your career is supposed to be, that's where the magic is. And if you can do both at the same time, but life purpose and career don't always go hand in hand. You can have other life purposes outside of what you do for a living. So that's also something important to keep in mind. All right, so second question. How will I recognize that I trust myself enough to make good decisions, or how do I begin to trust myself to make good decisions? So one of the signals is that you will feel a sense of peace with the decisions that you make. You're not going to be after the fact, like let's just say you made a decision, you're not going to be second guessing yourself. You're going to say, no, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm also hearing that you need to listen more to your body and the signals that it's giving you in your everyday life. Basically, if you're hungry, eat. If you're not hungry, don't overeat. If you're thirsty, drink. If you're tired, sleep. It doesn't matter if your plans were to go to the store. If you're tired, go to bed, or take a nap or something along those lines. Like Spirit is saying, like, it's important that you listen to your body and listen to what it needs. That's a way to get to trusting yourself. Don't ask me what that means, but that's what they're saying. So no, this is making sense actually. Okay, Spirit, sorry, thank you. So when you trust yourself enough to listen to what your body needs, then you'll then be able to trust yourself enough to follow your intuition, and therefore you'll trust yourself enough to make decisions. And so it all kind of connects. Is like listening to yourself, listening to your inner voice, listening to what you have to say and communicating that. I feel like you're going to be able to trust yourself when you feel like you don't need other people's opinions, other people's decisions to be made for you, that you will just do it for yourself. But yeah, generally I feel like you're going to be just radiating calmness. That's when you feel like, you'll be able to trust yourself. I feel like you will speak with greater conviction and better understanding when you trust yourself more. And I feel like you'll be more present and in the moment, and you're not going to be too worried about what's already happened and what's next. You're going to be more in the moment. That's how you'll know that you're making good decisions, and that's how you'll know that you can trust yourself. Exactly. And you're not going to be like trying to have other people like make those decisions for you or get their insight or get their advice. And I feel like Spirit is saying like acknowledgement here, because as I'm reading that comment, working on listening to my body, recovering people pleaser, you are rejecting this part that's innately in yourself, and you knew better and you kept ignoring it. And actually, that's how you know intuition. Intuition is a slight nudging, giving you information, making you think, but then you can ignore it. Now, it basically could be like once a month, and then you ignore it, and it happens another month, and you ignore it, and then it starts happening once a week, and then you ignore it, and it starts happening once a day, and you ignore it. And then it's like once every hour, and it's like until you go, okay, you know what, intuition, I get it. Like you're trying to tell me something. Intuition is something you can ignore. Fear is something that you can't. Fear is all encompassing. It's all consuming. It's terrifying. It's something you think about day and night. And it's not trust. It's just something that you literally can't ignore. And that's kind of how you tell the difference between fear and intuition. Intuition's not there to scare you. It's there to give you a sign or information or a warning. Fear, on the other hand, is something that's going to scare the living shit out of you. So that's just my little TED talk on intuition. But basically, Spirit is saying that you have been ignoring these things, is that you've known things, or you've kind of, and maybe you don't know how you know, but you've been ignoring these parts of yourself. You've been rejecting these parts of yourself. And the Seven of Swords can talk about you kind of sneaking away and maybe being who you are in private, but you feel like you can't be that way around other people, and you kind of constantly have to shy away, and you try to figure out, how do I balance these two things? The Magician here is talking about how you'll feel more empowered as well, more confident. Let's see. And I think what it is that you're not going to any longer feel imprisoned to whatever you feel has been holding you back. So you could feel that there's been this invisible tether or chain or attachment or negative thought pattern, or anything that you feel like you've had a hard time letting go, is that you're going to start to feel, like I said, that peace, that calmness. You're going to detach yourself from things that aren't working. And honestly, probably this recent life event that you've had is actually like the first steps towards trusting yourself, because despite it being hard, you even said yourself that you know that it needed to happen. And it's probably something that you have felt for a long time that's needed to happen, but you kind of just been tucking it away. And Judgment is here, which talks about you will feel confident to make a judgment call. You will not feel like you're second guessing. And that kind of brings me back to the beginning of this reading, which makes me know that this reading is complete. But basically, you're not going to feel yourself making a decision and then questioning if it was the right thing to do. You're just going to know that it was the right thing to do. So that is what I've got for you, Jordo. Katie, thank you for the donation. Jordo, thank you for being here. It was an honor reading for you. I think I read for you before. I'm not sure. And if I did, I hope that you enjoyed it again this time. We're going to move on to Spiritually Gina. You're very welcome. All right, can I trust W? Sorry, I was holding that upside down. Ooh, I like that. I like seeing that. Lots of major arcana coming out. Wow, that's crazy. I said, why is the Five of Pentacles here? And the Five of Pentacles came out. As well as the Five of Swords. Okay. I feel like this is someone that you would do well to establish a connection with. Can you trust them? I'm getting yes. And should you invest in them? And I am also getting yes. I feel like, I don't know if this person is new or not. I can't figure that part out. But I am feeling like you do have reservations. You do have hesitations on this. The Hanged Man is also here, which can talk about delays. So your hesitations could be due to the fact that maybe they don't want to rush certain areas or certain aspects of your connection. Or maybe they're okay with doing certain things, but not everything. But it also can talk about, too, with the Five of Pentacles here, is your own reservations that you have, possibly due to your experiences. And so there's a lot of fear, I feel, surrounding this connection. With the Five of Pentacles, I think it could also be a mutual fear that you feel as well as they feel. The Five of Pentacles talks about a certain level of feeling like you're lacking in some way. And this could be spiritual, this could be emotional. Maybe you don't know if this person will fulfill you emotionally, or maybe level up to your expectations or fulfill you, like, in general. But Spirit's kind of showing me is that you guys have a good vibe. Like, I feel like this person could be a good companion for you, despite y'all's reservations or individual fears surrounding this connection. I feel like this is something that would take a while to establish. It would take a while to kind of get off the ground, is what I'm getting. But I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. With the multiple major arcana cards that we have here coming out, it's telling me that you guys have a significant connection with one another. They talk about major life themes, big picture ideas, and so you guys are kind of coming through with like already feeling big picture, within this relationship. I also feel like with the Ace of Wands here, there's good chemistry, and or there will be good chemistry between you if you aren't sensing it yet. But I feel like there is good chemistry here between the two of you. There's mutual attraction as well. I feel like you guys both, despite, because you said individual reservations, I feel like despite those things, though, you guys both want to make magic together. You both want to make something of this. And I feel like there's something to be said in that, is that despite these fears you may feel, or you feel conflicted, you kind of want to see where this goes either way. And I feel spiritually, Gina, you would still, despite what I said tonight, I still feel like in your heart, you'd still want to kind of see what happens here, regardless of, the outcome of this reading, because I feel like you do feel a pull to this person. And I don't think that you necessarily let yourself feel things for people very often. Interestingly enough, you have a very warm spirit, and there's just like this calmness and general sereneness about your energy. And I feel like you do well for other people, but I also feel like when it comes to your own self and your own heart, you tend to be more realistic, it feels. You try to think with your head instead of your heart, I guess is what I'm picking up, or what Spirit's telling me. But really, this is up to you guys. You know what I mean? Like, I think communication is key. You have a lot of cups here. You guys are a very good match for one another. A lot of major arcana, even some pentacles showing through, but I don't see any communication in this reading. So I feel like you guys would do well to basically speak your mind, be honest, be upfront, have heart-to-heart conversations with each other. I feel like that's what would bring you guys together, and like kind of fill that, what you guys feel your connection is lacking right now is just more communication. Not just, hey, how's it going? How's your day? But like being like, I am having some doubts about this, and I don't think it's about you. I just think that I have reservations, and I would like to talk to you about it. Like, I feel like heart to hearts is kind of where I'm going with this. You don't have a lot of that here. Yeah, like I said earlier, I hadn't even seen that until like just now, but I had said that I felt like you guys are a good companion for each other. The King of Cups and Queen of Cups, of course, are a good match when you see them together. I feel like you guys are both matured at relatively the same level, and I feel like you guys you recognize each other in some way, and you maybe see each other in yourselves, and you could have a lot of like common interests, traditions, morals, values. You could have the similar goals, for your future together. The Hierophant a lot of times can talk about these similarities and this familiarity. And the Hierophant also talks about like marriage at some point, possibly as an option. And just seeing the star here, giving hope, a sense of renewal, just kind of putting yourself out there and bearing it all. You guys are able to make that decision. It's like you guys are what's going to either make or break connection, is your own selves and the way that you relate to the dynamic of this relationship. It's not like going to be due to W doing something and then you walk away, or you do something and they walk away because of it. It's like you guys truly hold the power of whether or not you take a chance on this. So spiritually, Gina, I hope that gave you some clarity. I do want to throw out there at the bottom of this deck, I have the 10 of Cups for this connection, and I also have the Queen of Pentacles. Hey, I speak. My voice has just been in and out. I don't know. Let me know. I thought I sounded just like this at the beginning of this live stream, but I've been resting my voice for a couple of days and trying to let it heal. It doesn't hurt anymore to try to talk. You should have heard me, guys. Like, even a week ago, I sounded like a straight, I don't know, caveman or something. Like, it was bad. So yeah, as soon as this list is done, I'm gonna sign off and rest my voice, drink some tea. But I miss doing my live streams, like my camera streams, like my favorite way to do readings. And it had been a couple days. I was like, I'm gonna try it out. How interesting, it did give clarity. Also, what is the Crows deck? The art is beautiful. Oh my God, I know, right? So this is basically just the Crows deck. Let me show you. Wait, where did it go? Oh, there it is. This is the box Crow Tarot. I've never really been drawn to crows personally, but it was like the second I saw this deck, I was like, I have to have it. And I've loved it ever since. It's, how every deck radiates a certain energy. I feel like this deck is very honest, very truthful. Like, it's okay. They'll hurt your feelings. You know what I mean? But you're going to get the truth out of it. I feel like there's certain decks that like to sugarcoat things. Like the Good Tarot likes to sugarcoat everything. And try to come up with like a positive spin. But I feel like the Crow Tarot is just going to tell you the way that it is. They're not going to, I don't get off of it like, well, this is what's happening, but, here's like the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't know. I don't get it from this deck. But I also feel like there's so many times where you need that clarity. You need to just say, what is happening here? What am I getting? And this is the deck that I love for that. Thank you, I Speak. Okay, so advice from spirit guides for career. Getting lots of career readings tonight. I feel like I need a career reading. Rising, if you're in here, you can go ahead and get your questions prepped. You've seen it floating around. It's beautiful. Crows are connected to ocean. Okay, tell me more about that. Yeah, the raw decks, exactly. They just like tell you like it is. I didn't know that. Are you like very good with like animal spirit guides and things like that? Advice from spirit guides for career, please. Becca, hi. The story of Ocean is that she basically went through severe hardship to ask for help from the gods. Oh my goodness. She transferred from a peacock to a crow in the process of her journey. Wow, that's beautiful. It actually makes a lot of sense then why I feel that way with this deck. Advice from spirit guides for career. So the Ace of Earth kind of came out in reverse, but I'm not sure. Let's see the way it falls. Okay, in reverse. When I'm not sure, I just like to drop it, just to kind of see how it falls. Oh, Becca, I missed you guys too. I really did. I hated every second of being sick. And I was telling everybody, this is my favorite way to do live streams. So to not be able to do it, it just broke my heart. But I appreciate those who supported me through the type sessions that I did. She was, of course, rewarded for the hardship. Oh, I love it. All right, so spiritually, Gina, I am feeling like your finances are not changing. We're going to put these are together. Your finances are not changing. So I feel like you're making what you're making, but you're maybe could be looking for something in career to be more fulfilling, either provide more monetarily or give to you more consistently. I don't know. There's something here with the Ace of Earth in reverse that feels like there's a sense of instability or unfulfillment in your career. It's coming up over the Seven of Earth, which is making me feel like Spirit is wanting you to kind of readjust or reassess where you're investing your time and what you're investing your time in. I feel like with the Three of Air next to the Ace of Earth in reverse that you're not necessarily satisfied here in this area of life. I'm just feeling like nothing's really changing for you. You're doing okay, but things could be better for you. Now, ego here is at the center of your reading. And so if you are focusing too much on material items, your money, for example, that could be why the ego is showing up, because it could be materialistic, overly focused on material things. Granted, we come by honestly as human beings. The currency of the world, the energy of the world is literal money. How can we not be focused upon that? We have to live. Like you said, we have to sustain. But I feel like Spirit is saying you could be focusing so much on that you're not focusing on the other wealth in your life, because you are wealthy in other areas. And so when you focus more on the gratitude of what it is that you have now, that other stuff can start coming in for you. And it's actually interesting because I kind of had this epiphany the other night, and we'll have to see how it suits me and if I'm just speaking out of my ass. But I had this thought that I was like, I'm so wealthy in places that no one is wealthy in. Not no one. People are wealthy in this area, but in ways that people wished, that's what I meant to say. People wish that they were wealthy in the way that I am. And that kind of just put everything into perspective, because I was thinking to myself, if I had all the fame and all the money, but I didn't have anyone there at the top with me, it would be for nothing. And I think to myself that I have family close by. I'm close to all of my family. I'm not working a daily job, but I am doing what I want to do and making my own schedule. And I have an amazing fiance. We're going to get married. We still have plans for our future. We just bought a house last year. Like, I think to myself, like, there's just so many ways in which I am wealthy. And then I sit there and focus on the career thing and focus on the money thing. And I think of all the ways in which I lack. And I think that kind of, with that ego showing up, it's kind of making me remind you of all the ways in which you are rich, you are wealthy. Yeah, exactly. Don't focus on materialism in the land of capitalism. You're hilarious. I've been thinking about starting gratitude tapping so I can shift my focus. So I think that's what it is. I think guides understand that the currency of our world is money. But it comes and it goes and it comes and it goes and it comes and it goes. And it's kind of like the sun comes up and the sun goes down. You know, like, dishes are always going to pile up in the sink. Laundry is always going to need to be done. We have to think of money in that form of, like, it's going to come. It goes and it comes. It goes and it comes. And why are we going to focus so much on it? Like, why are we going to sit here and go, oh my God, the dishes are going to pile up in the sink in 3 weeks? Yeah, and also they're going to pile up next week and the week after that too. But why are we stressing ourselves about the dishes that are going to pile up in 3 weeks? It's going to happen. We can't, like, necessarily focus too much on that. So yes, we want to do income producing activities. We want to set ourselves up well. But at the same time, there's no sense in stressing about something that's going to come back to you. It's going to come back around. Like, you're going to get it again. So I guess it's kind of what Spirit's trying to say. But I think gratitude tapping is amazing. I think that when you can focus on what you have and what you're grateful for, and you say, you know what, I am fucking rich. I am rich. Actually, I'm rich in this, in this, in this, in this. And when you think of that, then you're just like, yeah, I'm rich in all of the ways. You know what I mean? And then you start to believe it because you're being grateful for something that you actually already have. So I think it's kind of just like reassessing, like, the way that we focus on these things. It's not saying you shouldn't, and you shouldn't do the things that you feel you need to set yourself up well, income wise, and sustainability wise. But there's no sense in, like, really stressing over it either, when, like, there's nothing you can, if you've done all you can do, that's all you can do, you know? So 7 of Air here is talking about plans that need revision. I feel like we've already kind of gone over that a little bit. I don't know about SG. You said you were investing in SG. I feel like with this 7 of Earth, it was more like focus on where you're investing your time. Like, spiritually, Gina, if you wanted to do something related to readings, like if you wanted to start reading people's charts, like their birth charts, and doing those kinds of readings, or if you want to introduce a new type of reading into your live streams, or introduce a new idea, or if you have an invention, or, you know what I mean? Like, if there's something that's been on your mind that you've been wanting to do, I guess Spirit's saying, like, shift into that mode and start doing those things. It's not necessarily meaning literally investing, but that also is another interpretation. But basically just investing in things that you feel maybe you've put on the back burner or put on pause, or there could be, like, this information that's coming to you that they want you to start doing and you keep ignoring it. Go ahead and do those things is kind of what I'm getting. I just see you generally being dissatisfied with how things are going. You could possibly feel like you want to set yourself up in the best way possible. The 4 of water in the sun here, it's just making me feel like you feel discontent with the situation, with the opportunity and the possibilities that, or the lack thereof, that are in your life right now. But the sun being paired with it is saying, despite your discontentment, there is a happy outcome here for you. Abundance, things look very good. You are having to have patience. You're not reaping the rewards of all your hard work just yet, but it will pay off. And these are long-term plans that are paying off. So that is what I've got for you spiritually, Gina. I think shifting into the gratitude side of things is great. I think that is one of the main things that would help. It's like, I don't know why I'm not further. I know, girl. I feel the same way. I feel like every time I make plans, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And I'm going to set my goal for this month and whatever. And then I get fucking sick. I get sick for 3 weeks. And I'm just like, cool, all those plans that I had. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done setting myself up for a goal of failure. I am just going to do things day by day, and I'm going to focus day by day, and I'm going to trust the process, and I am going to just be grateful for what it is that I do have, because I'm abundantly wealthy in so many ways that other people would kill for, and that's what I'm going to focus on. And I feel like it's actually taken a lot of the stress off of myself, because I could stress myself up into an ulcer if I would allow myself to do that. Either that, spiritually, Gina, or keep doing what you're doing, but introduce something new into that. So, for example, my sister and I, we bounce a lot of ideas off of each other, and we recently came up with another business idea that has nothing to do with this at all. It has nothing to do with my spiritual business. And that at some point will probably jump off and kick off. And I think to myself, like, maybe that's what Spirit's trying to tell you to do, is maybe you don't completely change everything, but introduce something new into the situation that may be completely different from what you're already doing, but would help you. So that's an option. But if you feel deep down you're being called to stop doing what you're doing, then you have to trust that. But I've thought about that so many times when it comes to reading specifically. I thought about like needing to do something different or change it up or take a break. And then something amazing happens that makes me realize, no, Spirit shows me every single time I think about backing away, they show me a reason why I need to stay doing this. And I think that's amazing. So that's my thoughts. That's my advice, Spiritual Gina. I hope that this benefited for you. Rising Storm, are you in here? You sense meditation open to quitting or inviting in something new. Thank you. You're very welcome, Spiritually Gina. Or I guess I could just call you Gina. But you're very welcome. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you for being here. Is Rising Storm in here? Is anyone watching any good shows lately? My fiance and I, we watched Peaky Blinders. It was like the very first show we ever watched together back in like 2015, I think it was, on Netflix. It was like new to Netflix. And of course we had to wait like that whole stint during COVID for like new seasons to come out and stuff, but they did 6 seasons total, and then they've got a movie coming out next year. And so we kind of been savoring it and trying to like, we started with like Ozark and stuff, and we tried to like watch other shows because we just knew we were going to be heartbroken when it was over. And we just finished it a couple of days ago, and I've got to say, like, that show was, I haven't felt that way about a show in a very long time. So if no one's watched it before, Peaky Blinders is amazing. But I'm also up for new suggestions. I'm like a showaholic. I'm not even kidding. I don't think that's something that's ever going to change about me. And I will rewatch things over and over and over, and also watch new shows. I can simultaneously be watching like 2 or 3 different shows at once, or in one period of time, I mean. But if anybody likes any, like, we have all the things too. We have Paramount, Disney Plus, Hulu, Netflix, Prime. We have like all the things. So I'm open to any suggestions. No, you're good, Rising Storm. We're ready for your question. Katie, of course. I hope that he got something out of it that will help him. It seemed like it resonated. I know he said a couple of times that it was spot on, and that made me happy because it made me feel like I was kind of like tapping into what he needed to know. So that was really, really nice. The Two of Cups in reference to, so he had the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands, and I basically told him that those were basically cards that I felt was a part of his life purpose, is to find his person, like his significant partner, you know, his life partner. And Two of Cups can a lot of times talk about soul contracts and things like that, as well as marriages, commitments. With Four of Wands, you know, stable foundation, structures, things like that. And so I feel like with those cards coming through for him, it just basically was saying that he's on this mission. His soul is on this mission to find his person. Because that's the card, or that's the question that he asked. So that was part of his life purpose. You know, sometimes people's life purpose is to be a mom, or to be a philanthropist, or, you know, so many different things. But that's what that was to me in that reading. Oh, you heard? Oh, okay. So first question, Rising, is what's happened between James and the ex. She keeps coming back. Damn, girl. What's happening between James and the ex? She keeps coming back. For those of you who are hanging out, just so you know, we have 2 spots left right now on our BOGO. It's $15 BOGO, so you get 2 questions for the price of 1. I am working on Rising Storm. I will be signing off if nobody else donates. What's happening between James and the ex, please? I think this card keeps wanting to come out. Okay. All right, let's see. How is he feeling about her? The ex. How is he feeling about? Oops, sorry guys. That was, I did not mean to put that on the screen. I think my deck accidentally hit the button. How is James feeling about the ex currently? Okay, Katie, I got you, girl. I'll add you on. How does James feel about the ex? All right, so I know that you can't really see that rising, but that's the 7 of Wands in reverse with the 6 of Cups. How does he feel about her, please? Interesting that you're coming in. How does he feel about her? Okay, 9 of Pentacles. All right. And how does she feel about him? How's she feeling about him? Ooh, they don't feel the same about each other. That she thinks he feels one way and he does not feel that way, and they have different opinions and feelings towards each other than what they realize, or something like that here. It's very clear she has stronger feelings for him than he does for her, and she has more faith that they're going to work out than he does. So on her side, I have the 7 of Wands, the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Cups, and then I have the 9 of Cups and then the 9 of Wands in reverse. I'm going to go ahead and take this off the screen just so we can get a little bit more of an idea of what's going on here. So 3 of Swords coming through is just making me feel like, oh, there's just so much to say. I don't even know where to start. Okay. Let's start in the center. Wheel of Fortune. This is a karmic connection. There's nothing in my body that's telling me that they're going to work out and they're going to last forever. This is something that they obviously need to come to the agreement upon together themselves, or either individually. One needs to break it off. But the Wheel of Fortune is just kind of telling me that they go through these cycles and that it's just a matter of someone needing to break it. They have put each other through a lot of pain, a lot of heartache. This is severe sadness. Imagine like a knife going through your heart. Like, this is almost to the point where it's like broken. You know what I mean? Like, or it is broken. Their relationship is tainted. There's no putting this back together. The Temperance here is making me feel like maybe one person gives and then another person takes and then another person takes and another person gives, and I feel like it's just this in and out tug of war, like needing to kind of like, I don't know, it just kind of like fizzles itself out. Like, kind of that's what I'm hearing for some reason, is that they're like fizzling out. Temperance, what am I getting from Temperance? There's like another message here. What is it, Spirit? I just feel like they're not in sync with one another. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. They're just not in sync with one another, and that's what I'm picking up. Now we have the 7 of Wands with the 2 of Pentacles, and it's talking about how like neither of them are really sure if the other person's going to invest in them. There's just a general lack of balance within this connection rising, and I feel like the consensus of like how they're both feeling about it, but more so how James is feeling, like what's happening between them, why she keeps coming back, is that they haven't officially decided to continue this or not. And so I think they're kind of trying to feel the situation out. What's very interesting is that I have, for his feelings for her, I have the 7 of Wands in reverse. And for hers, for him, I have the 7 of Wands upright. This is telling me that she has more faith in this connection than he does for her, or he does in the connection. He does not feel they'll overcome their obstacles and challenges, and she does. Now, he does have happy thoughts and memories associated with her, and I do feel like he is attracted to her. Case in point, I feel like he feels passionate towards her, he feels chemistry with her, but you are still showing up here in this connection. Interestingly, they both have the Knight of Pentacles, so I feel like it's possible that they don't do things very hastily. They like to take their time. I feel like they both want to know that this is like for sure done, or this is going to continue. They like to play this game, this cat and mouse game. They like to, I don't know, there's just something in them both that they both want to feel absolutely sure that there's nothing left before they walk away. And because he still feels this heightened attraction to her, that I guess he thought after everything they've been through would go away, is like, well, there's still something, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still attracted to this person. I still have good memories associated with this person. He still allows her to come around because of that. But what he doesn't realize is he can't trust her. She does not bring him peace. She does not bring him any calmness whatsoever. It's just constant, like, torture almost. And I feel like he doesn't realize that he's at the bottom of the barrel, at the bottom of the well that's drying out, that there's nothing really left. Spirit was saying the word calamity to me when I was saying calm, and I didn't know what that meant. But I guess that makes sense, is that calamity. Like, that word is coming through here for your reading, and it says an event causing great and often sudden damage or distress, a disaster. The journey had led to the calamity and ruin. And remember when I said earlier, like, it's broken, it's tainted. Their connection is ruined. Like, there's no coming back from this. So, like, maybe that's the word calamity, was coming through, is that there's just, it's crisis. There's no luck here. There's no fortune here. I'm not seeing that. And I am seeing that they rely on each other. We have the, oh no, my nail chipped. We have disappointment. But I feel like they rely on each other materially or something along those lines. Maybe she relies on his house, like she relies to be able to stay there, but somehow they rely on each other in a very earthly way. Maybe physical body, maybe they rely on each other physically, but there's just this mutual reliance on one another, and that could be a lot of times why she keeps coming back around. She looks at him as romance, wish fulfillment. She feels very loving towards him, as far as like, I don't think she generally cares about him in an authentic, selfless way, but I do feel like she has romantic feelings for him, and she has loving feelings in the sense that she either thinks that she loves him, she assumes she loves him, but basically it's more than platonic feelings that she feels for him. And then she also looks to him to get all of her needs met. So I feel like his is more physical attraction. Oh, his money. Okay. His is more physical attraction. But hers is more romantically inclined. But again, I'm still seeing you here. I'm still seeing third party going on over here. and his feelings for her. And also, if she has made him a part of a third party, maybe that's part of the reason why he doesn't feel they can overcome these challenges, because maybe she's turned her head in another direction and forced him into a third party situation, and therefore he can't trust anymore. That's also a possibility. But yeah, I mean, it's basically their connection's ruined. The word calamity came through for a reason. My personal opinion. Spirit will give me words. I don't know what they mean. Like, I know I've heard them before, but I don't necessarily know if I'm using them the correct way, if that makes sense. And so I hear them and I'm like, okay, let me look them up, because maybe it means something. And so I feel like it's just like a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before this all blows up. There's just no way around it. There's no repairing this. Like, it's in pieces that can't be glued back together, because some pieces are lost. You know what I mean? Like, they were once a whole puzzle piece, and it's like, this puzzle piece is outside, and this puzzle piece is in her purse, and this puzzle piece, we have no idea what happened. Maybe the dog ate it. Like, we can try to put this back together as best as we possibly can, but there's still going to be missing pieces. Like, this is not ever going to fit back together nicely, like, ever again. Right, she thinks she loves him. Exactly. What can I answer for you next? So I'm sure sitting from the sidelines, it's complicated for you, because you're like, oh, she hasn't been here. Okay. And then you see the card and you're like, oh my God, now she's back. Like, you know what I mean? And I feel like for you from the sidelines, it's probably not easy. I'm sure it's hard, but they have to go through this. Like, that's the frustrating part of it all, is they have to wear each other out. They have to get to the bottom of that barrel. They have to let the well run dry, because if not, and you're involved, then you will be left with someone who still feels a desire to see if there's anything left with this person. And then what happens when you've invested more feelings into the connection, and he's like, well, I want to see if I can make it work with her. Like, no, he needs to work that shit out before he even comes to you in your direction. I think he's going to realize and then tell her to leave. I think it's more his realization, because I think he is coming to that conclusion. But let's see if she'll be accepting of it, if she'll realize it herself. Spirit, will she realize this connection is done? It's over. Will she realize this and leave James alone? I keep seeing Four of Wands, the Lovers, the Ace of Cups. I feel like she's not gonna realize this. I think he's gonna have to put his foot down. Emperor. Will she realize this and leave him alone? Will she realize this and leave him alone? Okay, so we have the Two of Pentacles. This is a maybe. I think kind of what I'm picking up. So she has overwhelming emotions for him. Like, she's on his nuts. Like, she wants him. And it could just be she realized like how bad she messed up everything, and now she's trying to like salvage what's left while he's like kind of one foot out the door. That kind of seems like what it feels like, is like regret. Like she didn't realize what she had when she had it, and now it's like a little bit too late. So with the Two of Pentacles, it does make me feel like it's going to be hard for her to realize it herself. As long as he's willing to give to her, she's going to take what she can get. But I do feel like she's kind of, maybe she's a bit delusional, but I do feel like she's going to understand where he's coming from if he wants to separate it and back off and say, like, we need to just be done here. I feel like she is going to, because it's the Two of Pentacles, I feel like she is going to see his side, and she is going to understand. But I think she kind of wants to be blind right now and pretend like there's nothing wrong. Hey Pratyaksha, thank you for being here. You have been here before, and my new subs are only open to those who are new to me tonight. But definitely come back another time. Try to make it early, because I do 15 minutes of free yes nos for everyone that can make it in time. But thank you for stopping in. I think that she's always going to have feelings for him. Like, she looks at him as like the end all be all. I think that truthfully what I was picking up earlier is that she has a lot of regrets when it comes to the connection, and she should have realized what she had while she had it, but I think she screwed up a lot, and now she's just trying to mend what's broken, salvage what she can salvage, and just take what she can get from him right now. So no, I don't think she's going to be the one to stop this connection. I think it's going to have to be on him. Otherwise, she's going to keep coming around. So Rising, let me know if and when you're ready to post your next, because I know that you donated for 2 BOGOs. But oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Got it. So I'm feeling called to utilize this deck. Great Spirit. I'm very sorry for your loss, Rising. So when I was calling in, help for my spiritual team to connect with your person, Adam. The one thing they showed me is like him smiling, and I don't know if that was in life. He just smiled a lot, but or it could just be like a positive or it could be a positive interpretation that he's okay. Let's see, what's his energy, please? What's his energy since passing? Okay. I do feel like he might be a guide for you, Rising. I don't think yet, but I feel like he's going to become a guide for you is something that I'm sensing. There's a second chakra card here, and it makes me feel like some type of sexual connection that you had with this person, or maybe you guys experienced even similar traumas or experiences when it comes to sex. I'm not quite sure, but like this could also mean like he was your first time, like you lost his virginity to him or he lost it to you, but there's something here being connected with like the sacral chakra. His smile was everything. Oh my God. Okay, so with the woman holding a heart card, it's making me feel like there's an acknowledgement for the love and affection that you had for him. There's a lot of symbolic, is that the word? Symbolism here of wings, angel wings. Here it is again, as I'm talking about it. And so that makes me feel like they are going to be a guide for you at some point. We also have the 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel here, the crown chakra, which connects you to the spirit realm. I feel like you have a connection to this person that you're probably going to always have. I don't think this person's going to be a guide for you like day in and day out, but I do feel like this is someone a part of your spiritual team. Again, I don't feel like this is yet because his passing was so recent, but I feel like he's going to make the decision to be a guide for you. You have angel wings on your back. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Okay, so maybe that's something that he wanted to point out. Keep in mind that this is like this is like the first official mediumship like readings I've done. So if my understanding is incorrect, forgive me. There's more angel wings. He specifically, or my spiritual guide specifically wanted me to use this deck. So I feel like there's that connection here. Adjacent possibilities. So what this is telling me is that this person had multiple options after he passed away of what he's going to do. Is he going to reincarnate? Is he going to just be at peace and decide that his soul is done with its journey, done with its work? Is he going to be a guide? There's different options in spirit showing me adjacent possibilities. So I feel like a lot of like my Christian followers here on this page are probably going to feel that typically people pass away and they go to heaven. But I do feel like that there's some type of like ultimate peace place that people can be in and go to. But I also my personal belief is that people can reincarnate. I feel like people can also choose to be spiritual guides. And I feel like your person, Adam, has been given other options of what he's going to do next. Thank you for that confirmation. Another indication that this person will become a guide for you is the community card, almost like he's joining other people that's up there with, you know, guiding you. Let's see. I'm going to try to see why the action card is here. Oh, okay, so he has indecision. So maybe why I'm not sure, why I say he's not a guide yet is just because I don't think he's actually decided what his plans are going to be. Everything's just all very fresh and new, I feel. A couple key words that are calling to me. Hold on, spirits wanted me to write this down. Give me a second. Okay, so the first thing that's coming through is I'm hearing him say, "You grounded me." I'm also hearing blessings, almost like he's sending blessings your way. He's saying, since the beginning, through space and time, we've been together. He feels your concern. He feels your love. I also had the wings, but they had me write that down again. They're also talking about a shadow and a light, so maybe like yin yang. Just like some type of like balance that you guys brought out with each other or into each other. There's also horses, or like wild, young, wild, and free. I'm hearing like thugs and harmony. There's also reading and corset and purple. And those are like the things that I'm hearing. So that is what I have for that reading. I hope that that helped. Rising, did you have a follow-up to that before I get to Katie, or did that help you? I'm not sure. Let me know. I feel like music could have been something to this person as well. Oh my gosh, you were crying. Rising, I'm really sorry for your loss. I'm sending you so much love. I can't even imagine like feeling this way for someone and feeling like they're not here anymore, but they are. They're here with you, and I feel like you know that. You know what I mean? And I feel like you might even feel more connected to him now that he's passed on. Because I feel like he'll have the opportunity to be with you like anytime, all time. Aww. Music was huge to him. That was like one of his, like something he was known for. Thank you, Rising. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to try to do a reading for you. I really appreciated that opportunity. I'm honored to read for you. And just seeing the smile that I saw in my mind was just like big for me. And I feel like that was just like the main message that you needed to hear. It's funny because, and I don't know if like this is, who am I picturing? There's an actor Adam, and it was like I pictured his smile. Oh my god, I think he was from the OC or something. I don't know why I'm like remembering this so wrong, but it was like this big smile that was just like everything felt good and everything felt fine. He's like brunette with like shaggy kind of hair, kind of like surfer boy. But yeah, anyway, that was just like the image that I got. You're very welcome, Rising. Hey Taka, I have one more spot open for a donation if you would like to take it. It's a buy one get one tonight BOGO. You are, Katie, you are next. You are the only one I have, actually, unless Taka makes a donation. So, Katie, whenever you're ready, you can post. Taka, thank you. So you donated for the BOGO. Also, Taka, thank you for checking with me first before donating. I appreciate that. Katie, I just saw your emoji. Could Jordan and I be the Two of Cups in the reading and the Four of Wands? All right, let's see. I'm gonna take that. That was like a whole chunk of cards. You know, Katie, it's interesting because what I am sensing right now is that you guys have a lot of similarities as far as like things you've been through in your life. You could have common interests, things like that. I don't have the Hierophant yet, but what I am getting is that you guys have suffered through a lot of similar things and endured a lot of similar things. And I feel like that puts you at a place where you guys can very much relate to one another, appreciate one another, and feel this connection in that way because of those things. This is like the first thing that's coming out for me in regards to it. I am overall getting a yes. Pretty much every card that's come out so far is a yes. I've got a couple no's, but I'm going with the first card out in my personal opinion of the situation. But what Spirit is saying is that this is not in your head. You're not imagining. There are... what am I trying to say? Spirit is trying to align you guys up because I feel like they do believe in your connection, and I do feel like it's possible that this is talking about the two of you. But one thing they are showing me is that this is still going to require a lot of work, a lot of individual work, that this could take a minute to get there, take a minute to get off the ground between the two of you because you guys have a lot of healing to do. And I feel like where you're mature, he's not, and where he's mature, you're not. And so I feel like there's a lot of individual growth that needs to happen before you guys can come together. But the main thing is that Spirit is rooting for the both of you. And I feel like they do want you guys to find each other and be able to feel that Two of Cups, Four of Wands. And so all in all, I am getting that this could be you guys, that I am getting a yes. With the Strength card, I feel like you guys bring out a lot of good things in each other. And the Strength card can talk about great inner strength. And so you being someone there for him to lean on and to have in his life as he goes through this life change. And I feel like vice versa, him being there for you while you go through things. And you guys don't judge each other. That's something that's coming through. You have compassion for one another and support each other. And I feel like if anybody can get through that and come together in the end, that you guys have a really good shot at doing that. The Nine of Fire talks about making sure, Katie, that you don't give up on this connection, believe in it. The Nine of Fire is sometimes symbolically, like in one of my other decks, it's like the romance deck. What is it called? The Lover's Tarot, I think it is. It looks like a phoenix rising from the ashes. So it's like all of everything you guys have been through is for a good reason. Maybe for you guys to come together. And the Nine of Fire can also talk about having faith. You guys also having to be very resilient for the things that you guys have gone through. And the Seven of Earth talks about seeds well planted, meaning that you guys are going to be rewarded for the patience that you've had and the hard work that you've put into your own selves, but also into the connection itself. It does talk about a temporary pause while you guys heal these parts of yourselves, but I specifically just saw the word union. So I do feel like you guys are going to come together. Let's see, what else do I have here? I think that's actually, hold on. If you're waiting on him, Spirit's saying, if you're waiting on him, if you feel like it's the ball's in his court, there's more going on than what you're seeing or what you're knowing, and what you're privy to. So yeah, I do feel the pause. I do feel a pause here with the Seven of Earth being in the center of the reading. Okay, good. I'm glad you don't feel like you're waiting on him, because I was going to say, I feel like it's important for you to know that he has stuff going on, like things that maybe he thinks that he doesn't quite communicate or hasn't communicated yet, things going on behind the scenes as he works through all of this, because I do know that he's got a lot on his plate, in some capacity. So Spirit is just saying that, you know, have faith in this because he's just going through things. And I think you might be too as well. I think that he could also be dealing with things financially at this time. King of Earth with the moon. So maybe it's something that he hasn't talked to you about, or something that's just become unearthed to you, something that you have recently had some light shed on, is that he is feeling a sense of, he's trying to gain that financial independence right now. Yeah. But yeah, there's this thing here that says events behind the scenes. This says more going on than meets the eye. So things are happening kind of in the background that you aren't aware of. Good, I'm glad. And I do feel like this is a yes reading for you. So I just wanted to kind of reiterate that for you and your question. What is the second question I can answer? I'm glad that you guys are there for one another. It's very sweet. I just don't want him in my life or be in the way of the new journey. Please see how things will go with my ex. You know what? My phone's about to die. Let me go get my charger really quickly. Sorry. Taka, thank you for your questions. I'm glad you'll be here. I'm glad you're hanging out. If you gotta go or something happens, just know, since I have your questions, I'll answer them and timestamp them if you're not here. How will things go with ex-Tim? How will things go with ex-Tim? When you say you don't want him next to your kids, what do you mean by that? So far, I'm seeing that Tim is trying to set himself up in the best way possible. Maybe even financially or career-based. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. So I feel like he doesn't want the separation to impact him in that way. So he's trying to make sure that it doesn't. He is an unhealthy bad person. Ooh, that's not good. I'm sorry about that. And your kids are his kids or no? Do you share kids together? I ultimately see things working out okay. I feel like he's a liar. He can try, but nothing good will happen. So I feel like for you, things will work out just fine. I see overcoming challenges with the Seven of Wands here in the center. So I feel like any obstacles or anything you're concerned about him getting in the way of, those will be cleared. I don't think you're going to have to worry about that. And Spirit is saying pay attention to the signs because we have the Knight of Cups here in the center of the reading. Because I feel like, what am I trying to say? I feel like you're protected. And you've always been protected by this person. Or not by this person, I'm sorry. Maybe it's one specific spirit guide. Yeah, that's why I said one person. But I feel like you've always been divinely protected in regards to this person. Maybe that's what Spirit was trying to say. And that you still are. So any kind of block that he tries to create for you, don't worry because you have support here. The Three of Pentacles talks about collaboration, support, teamwork. So I feel like you could even have people Earth side that are on your side that are helping support you. But I feel like in addition to that, if that is accurate and resonates for you, you also have people on the spiritual side. And honestly, having a spiritual team behind you is kick-ass because there's nothing that any human being can do to interfere. That like a physical person could try to help you, but other life obstacles could come down, or another person can try to kick you while you're down, but nothing can interfere with spirit interference and intervention. So having a spiritual team is just like that extra insurance and that extra peace of mind that you are being supported. I think his main thing is like, it's almost like a sense of narcissism or gaslighting that I'm getting from this person. He wanted to make you feel blind. He wanted to make you feel like what you were seeing, you weren't actually seeing, what you were feeling, you weren't actually feeling. And that could be where a lot of your negative emotions are associated with him because of invalidating what you were experiencing. And I see kind of like you being released from that, you kind of flying away here. We have the Page of Swords, like you knowing better now through the knowledge that you have gained. I see you being a mother, maternal to your children, and everything being just fine. I do see severe concern and worry. I see you kind of wishing that this person would just go to hell. Like I see you wishing that this person would just kind of fall off the face of the earth and just kind of like never talk to you again. Let's see, let me get confirmation on that. But I feel like another interpretation of this up here, I feel like things are going to be fine. But this could also mean that you're also set up to live a long-term happy life, and Spirit just wants to acknowledge that. But there's something here that I was thinking about him, that he's all about the money or something. Like he's all about his career or his job, and through the separation that you guys have going on, he doesn't want his like life to be impacted in some way. He doesn't want a financial interference, and that's like one of his main things that he's focused on right now. Why is the 5 of Swords here? So 8 of Wands tried to come out. Why is the 5 of Swords here? Page of Cups tried to come out. All right, the Hierophant. So as just to kind of piggyback off of what I was saying over here is like, you may be concerned because of everything that you have had happen to you and this person has done to you. You could feel this conflict within yourself that like, you can't trust that something isn't going to go wrong. But I see you kind of taking that sword and breaking free from this tradition of thinking. So to me, that makes me feel like things are going to be okay. Not to say this person isn't going to try to come in. Your intuition may be correct. And like kind of just make things complicated for you. I just don't think that they're going to necessarily achieve what they set out to achieve, because I do feel that you are protected. Yeah, that's why I said I feel like he could try to make things complicated, but just keep in mind that that's not going to make you fall. Like, you're going to overcome that. Like, for example, let's just say he was planning on coming over to your house. Granted, I'm just giving an example. But let's just say he was planning on coming over your house and like ruining your night and being like, I need to see the kids or whatever else, right? Maybe on the way, it's a flat tire. Maybe on the way, something happens. So I feel like that's what I mean by spiritual intervention, is like he could try to wreak havoc and he could try to make things complicated, but I see you coming out on top, if that makes sense. I hope it does, despite his efforts. So he could try to make things complicated. I don't think he's going to get in the way of your new relationship. Yeah, you're welcome, Katie. You're very welcome. Thank you for your donation. Taka, are you here? Okay, I was talking and I don't think anyone heard me. You're very welcome, Katie. I was saying that we're working on our last reading of the night, our last donation of the night. So for those of you who are hanging out with me, feel free to stay till the end. 333. Don't know what that means off the top of my head, but I will be signing off after this reading, okay? I gotta rest my voice. Getting kind of weird. Our thoughts towards Taka, please. So Taka, I hope you're still in the room. I'm not sure if you are or not, but we're going to go ahead and get started on your reading. First thing that's coming in with R is that he feels a sense of sadness when it comes to your connection. Maybe he feels like he regrets his actions, or he feels that you guys are in separation or non-communication and he's not happy with that. There's some form of dissatisfaction in this state of your connection that he is feeling right now. As far as additional feelings for you, I am feeling like he wants to make moves towards you soon. So, for example, if you guys are not in communication right now, he wants to be in communication. He wants to reach out to you. I feel like he will actually do this. If you're talking minimally, he might want to extend more effort and communicate more often. Basically, he's looking to change how things are for something more authentic to him, something that he feels is more in alignment to actually what he wants. The 10 of Pentacles makes me feel like he is looking at this connection long term. So he's looking at all the options and how everything can play out. He seems a bit practical and realistic in this thinking, but he's trying to think like, if I do this, and how will this play out? If I do that, how will that play out? He's trying to think of all the ways in which this could work. He's thinking long term. He doesn't want to just kind of jump into something. He wants to feel confident that he's making the right decision. So I feel like he's just, yeah. But with that being said, he is thinking long term, which means he does not want to end your connection with each other. Like, he does not want to, he sees you guys together, or sees you at least in each other's lives for the long run. It's what I'm trying to say. You said, oops, sorry for the late response. My video is delayed. It's okay. Interesting. Yeah. So he also has overflowing emotions for you. The Ace of Cups, I see like the cups overflowing, meaning like overwhelming emotions, feeling like he's connected to you and has feelings for you and cares for you in a way that could probably bring him to tears, even because maybe he feels tortured over the situation, or he feels like he can't express himself, so everything's overflowing within himself. Like, it's basically just like this expression of emotion and feelings for someone or something that feels like they haven't been able to be expressed or wanting to be expressed. This also can talk about new love, so new feelings maybe that they're recognizing that they have for you as well. Let's see, why is the Hermit here? This could be like realizations or epiphanies that they're coming to. I'm kind of like hearing the Tower. But he's definitely someone who wants to do things the right way. He wants to kind of lie in wait and, allow that opportunity to come to him. I don't feel like he's the type of person that makes opportunities for himself. He likes to kind of see things present for him. It's a very dominant type of thing where I'm going to see what comes to me. I'm very, like, it feels very assured, self-assured. Like, I don't need to go chasing anything. I'm confident enough in myself that an opportunity will come my way. But it also could mean that he could be a little bit scared to make big moves. Why is the Hermit here? Why is the Hermit here? That could be like his general demeanor is like, he doesn't like to make big moves like really fast. He likes to kind of wait things out and see. I feel like something is telling me that you guys aren't really talking that much right now, because I have the Hermit card that he's coming out of. The Chariot. So that talks about now he has a better sense of direction. Now he has suddenly this understanding. So, I was sensing epiphany. I was sensing Tower. I don't think it has anything to do with a revelation on how he feels for you. There could be new feelings that he's feeling for you, but I feel like more so his epiphany is in regards to what direction he's going to take when it comes to this connection. So he's coming out of that hermit mode and more of a determined, dedicated. I now feel like I have a sense of clarity when it comes to this connection. I think he kind of wants to see how, you know, how the cards fall, so to speak. He wants to, yeah. But I also feel like he feels like you guys have, what is this? A culmination. Like he feels like you guys have put a lot of time and energy and effort into the extent of what you guys have been able to experience each other. You know what I mean? So maybe a lot of thinking as well. And so he feels like this is a long time coming. Like he's ready to see kind of what can come of this. He said, yes, randomly. No, hold on. Yes, we talked a little bit, and he's randomly been more friendly. This is hitting the nail on the head here. This reading is resonating for me. The past week or so, he's opening up a bit. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Normally, he's all stoic. Exactly. Like that's a stoic feeling that I was getting, but I feel like now he has a sense of direction. I asked why the Eight of Wands is here, and we have the Ace of Cups. So we have Ace of Cups now twice. I feel like he's now feeling like he kind of knows what direction he wants this to head in, which is good headway, because a lot of times it's like we're just waiting around, we're not really sure. But I do feel like he's kind of coming out of that fog, and at the very least, he's kind of like ready to kind of see what else can come of this connection. So definitely play into that more friendly side while he feels out the situation, because I think that would be very good. I'm also hearing attachments. So I feel like he could feel attached, associated, or involved with something or someone else at this time. So just keep that in mind, that if you know of what I'm talking about, you are aware of it, that he has some T's to cross and I's to dot. You know what I mean? He has some loose ends. The long time coming, yeah. Okay. You're welcome. Our thoughts towards me. No, I already did that one. General for February, or like what's coming towards me. It can be work, romance, etc. Okay. What's coming towards Taka for February? For those of you who are hanging out, we are wrapping up the last of our reading right now. And then I will just go ahead and sign off really quickly after this. I've got to rest my voice and eat some dinner. All right, so what is coming through general for Taka in February 2023? Ooh, we have new love, we have union, two people coming together, partnerships, commitments. You also have the 10 of Cups. I'm almost hearing like, I'm ready for the 4 of Wands to come out. I'm almost hearing like commitment in the sense that you're going on a date. We have the Empress, we have Strength. Hermit is here again in the same place. That's kind of crazy. Lots of major arcana. February is a big month for you. I know you said pretty much anything that comes through, but I feel like, oh my God, what did I say? 4 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you're going to be going on a date. I was like, it hasn't come out yet, but my intuition was telling me the 4 of Wands energy is just around the corner. So yeah, I feel like the next step is being taken in your love and your romantic relationships. So going on dates and things like that. This is kind of crazy how you have the 2 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, and then the 4 of Wands all in this reading in February. So February feels like a big month for you. If you like how this sounds, Keep doing what you're doing. Don't change anything. You don't want to change the outcome of your timeline, okay? So just keep doing what you're doing. Whatever that is, just keep living your life. Don't make any big changes, because February feels like it's kind of opening up for you. Let's see. The devil can talk about sexual encounters. So I'm seeing that as a possibility in February. Overall, you're just feeling very beautiful. Keep in mind, if you do have a sexual encounter, you have the Empress here. So if you don't want any unexpected pregnancies, be careful. I do see a little bit of career and money. Let's see, what is this about? What is the Three of Pentacles doing here? Okay, so maybe some struggles where it comes to your finances, or maybe you're not happy with your job. You're thinking about other options in February. If you're happy with your job, maybe you're not happy with your finances or your money, or maybe you're, I don't know, there's some level of dissatisfaction here where pentacles are concerned. So yeah, that's what I've got there. And then Hermit. Why is the Hermit here? Fetus, thank you so much for hanging out. It's been a pleasure. You have a great night too. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Hermit. Okay. So you also are coming out of a time of hermiting as well. Judgment kind of talks about rising up, elevating, ascending to another higher like form of yourself. And so in February, it feels like almost like life won't seem real is kind of what I'm getting. Like February will seem kind of weird for you because you're kind of like, is this a new dimension? Like, is this a new timeline? Where am I? So yeah, that's what I'm feeling for you in February. All right, Taka, thank you so much for your donation. I hope you enjoyed your readings with me. Thank you for your patience as well. The rest of y'all that are hanging out with me, I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for all the donations tonight. I will try to be back tomorrow with another camera stream. We'll have to see how my voice holds up. So excited to make you, hope you feel better. Thank you. I am feeling better. It's almost like a laryngitis type of thing where like I can't count on my voice being reliable. All right, guys, have a good night.